Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Gary's Podcast. This is our 11th episode, and we're coming to you inside Lasso Radio in this beautiful campus of PCC Courier on this West. I'm going to tell my guys race for ABC7. Today is a beautiful day in Los Angeles. Beautiful spring day, and later this week it will be warmer. Anywho, back to you, Mark. ABC7. All right, thank you guys, race. And today I'll be enjoying my co-host, Michelle. Happy Wednesday to you.
Happy Wednesday, David. It's good to be here.
Likewise. And today I'll be enjoyed by my guest. And she works for PCC Courier, and she even has her own podcast in Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Mariana Cardenas. Mariana, bienvenida.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invitation.
Likewise. And today I'm going to ask you topics and questions. And are you ready, Mariana? Skashviska.
Excuse me?
I say, are you ready for the topics
Yes.
and questions?
I am.
Liska. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Mariana, your first topic is your podcast. Question number one. Tell us about your podcast.
Well, my podcast is called Navegando con Mar. The translation is Sailing with Mar, and has a deep connection because my hometown from Mexico is from the coast. So basically for me it means like sailing with myself and sailing with the sea, where we cover topics about mental health, culture, community, and all the stuff that I'm interested and passionate about it.
Yeah. And what inspired you? Like, what was the motivation to start your podcast? Like, the one thing that was like, oh, okay, I need to do it now.
I've been wanting to have my podcast maybe like since I was like 18,
Oh.
like
Wow.
years ago, but I never felt like that I was ready. And now with all the classes and the preparation that I have done here in PCC, I feel prepared and I had the opportunity. So I was like, this is the moment. Even sometimes we don't feel ready to do it. I will just encourage people to do it even if they're scared, and just trying, like not being worried about if you're going to make mistakes.
And now your second question is, what made you decide to launch this podcast?
To share for sure more like diversity in our community, because my podcast is in Spanish and I feel as well like more comfortable speaking in Spanish because it's my first language, and letting people have the opportunity, people who are prepared. For example, I'm interviewing journalists, people related in the film industry that are already working there. So I want them to have this space and share their voice, their stories to the world, and learn from that. The thing that I want to do with this podcast is inspire people and as well educate.
That's really good. And what was like your last podcast about? Like, what was the topic on your last podcast?
It was yesterday, and we talked about immigration. It was I interviewed Sodi Jimenez. He's a reporter for the LA Times in Spanish, and he has his book. Well, he talks about stories of immigration people, like that we'll pronounce it.
Yeah, immigration.
Immigration, and all the variety of stories that they have to share. So it was a really sensitive topic, but it's good to know what people go through.
Yeah, that's important. You're giving them a voice and like platform too, so that's really good.
And plus, a lot of immigrants, they're living here because of what Trump is doing. All right. Now, Mariana, your third question is, what other podcasts you listen to besides your pod?
One podcast that really inspires me is in Spanish as well. The hosts are based here in LA, and it's called Se Regalan Dudas. So it talks about a lot of doubts. So basically the translation is I give away doubts because they have a lot of questions. So they invite as well like psychologists, people, I don't know, like actors, and a lot of people in the industry. That's something that really motivates me because they talk about topics that are not common sometimes, and I love to listen to them and just learn.
Yeah, that's good. And like, what's like something that you like to listen to frequently as well? Like a topic,
I love psychology.
psychology.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
The way that we were raised and how that affected us as well, the things that we have in our control, being more centered, like all the tools that people give you to find that balance in your life. That's something that I'm passionate about it.
Nice. And now, Mariana, your second topic is PCC Courier. And question number 4, what made you become a journalist and write for the PCC Courier?
Well, I will talk about my history. I came here to the States 10 months ago in July of 2024, and I already have a degree in accounting, but I felt like that wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. I didn't feel that passion, so I decided to move here. And when I came here, my idea was just like starting again in communications, but I went with one of the career counselors at the Freeman Center, and she told me that if I already have my degree, and I also told her about my aspirations, like professional goals, she told me that being a broadcast journalism or just journalist will be something better for me. And during the time that I've been taking classes and like exploring, I feel like this is something that I feel passionate about it. Connecting with people, finding the empathy while I'm talking, because I love talking with people. And answering your question about the courier, it's one of my required classes, but this time in this semester I didn't have to take it, and I decided because it's a great opportunity to write and have this flexibility to choose the topics that I love to talk about it. So I have all the freedom to write what I like, where I'm interested. And I love it because they are also teaching me how to edit the stories and exposing myself to that part.
That's so fun. And for you, like for to be a reporter, do you want to do it English or Spanish?
That's a good
Good
question.
question.
I'm open to both options. Whatever opportunity comes to me first, I will take it. I feel 100% more confident speaking in Spanish, but if I have the opportunity to do it in English, I will take it.
That's good. Keeping an open mind. Yeah.
Indeed. And I'll ask you a follow up on that. Has anyone called you? Maybe like Damuno or perhaps ABC? All right. Never mind. got a question went over. All right. Anywho, question number 5. What's the one big story you covered for the Courier?
What's the best story?
No, what's the one big story you cover for the Courier?
It was the Eden Fire story. That was hard to cover because we had to interview people who had that experience in first hand or maybe friends that were affected. It was something that I also experienced, not that I was affected by like the fire, but I was here in the city. So it was a process to interview people and to digest that information.
Yeah. And how did that go? Did you end up finishing the interviews?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I think we had like 3 interviews because it was with a classmate.
Mm.
So I interviewed someone who was a volunteer for the fires, and also he talked me about the experience from his friends that they lost their houses. And also it was a great opportunity to share to students the sources that PCC offered during that moment.
Okay, and your 6th question. When you and your colleague, I apologize if I screw up his name, Raghav, when you guys wrote the article for PCC community coming together after the fire, how important it was for everyone here at PCC to come together after the devastating fire?
Can you explain more that question?
When you wrote the article in your colleague, and how important was for everyone here at PCC to come together after the devastating fire?
I think it was really important, as I said before, to share the information that PCC provided during that moment and to let students know more about like the stories that maybe their classmates experience, as well being more aware of people having bad moments, like being more, how can I say, having like more empathy to your environment in that
Right.
moment, because you couldn't notice or you couldn't know if that classmate or your professor lost their homes. And sometimes like we had to be more aware of that, so we had the opportunity to share these stories so students could know more about the environment that we had in PCC.
Yeah, that's good. And I love that, like, unfortunately, you know, after what happened, I still love the fact that everyone came together to help, whether it be donating food, clothes. Right here in Pasadena City College, right, in the parking lots, they were donating
They
a
were.
lot of food and clothes. So yeah, it's really nice to see a community come together. Cause like for me, I live close, but I wasn't that close. You know, I just saw it from the TV or my phone. So, but like providing resources is so important.
100%.
I was taking winter classes during that moment, and they also gave us for like a week free food here, like in the piazza.
Yes.
And we also were affected because we couldn't come to the school. So it was like a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
It was a hard moment, but at least PCC really cared about their students.
Right. And now, Mariana, your third topic is Mexico. And your seventh question is, what's your favorite Mexican food?
That's a hard question.
여기까지 왔네.
I would say I mean, I will give you like my top 3 because deciding by one, it's so hard. I like sopitos. Those are from my state. It's like sopes, like but smaller, like a smaller tortilla.
Right.
Enchiladas and tostadas,
Qué
like
rico.
grandes. And also, I love seafood because I'm from the coast, so I know what it's fresh seafood.
Oh, that sounds good. Like mariscos, right?
Mariscos.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. And like, what is something that you want to like recreate at home, but it never comes out because it's so hard?
I would say maybe cooking seafood because it's not the same the freshness. Or, yeah, the ingredients are not the same here. For example, quesos, it's not the same flavor.
It's not.
So it's hard. But I try. For example, do you know capirotada?
Yes.
No.
It's like famous
Like bread
dessert
pudding. Yeah.
for Easter.
Right.
So basically has bread, milk. You can add on the top like banana, like sliced, with almond nuts. It's really good. And I tried it here. It wasn't the same flavor, but I tried my best.
You know, that might be why I don't like eating it. It's from here. No, yeah, honestly, that's like an acquired taste, definitely, because it's not for everyone.
And as well, I would say tacos because the tortilla is not the same.
No.
So I prefer not eating tacos here.
I agree. Safety, remember, I'm not going to say sorry, but overall, anywho, next question. Question number 8, Mariana, what do you love about Mexico?
The community, all the warmth that people give you, you can feel or you can tell when someone is from Mexico. Like they just I don't know if that's the right word, but they basically like hug you. Like you can feel that warmth from them to like feel at home. it's just like such a beautiful connection, and I love that, like the warmth from the people, the food as well, our culture. We have a lot of culture to share. We are like so diverse and rich in that part.
And from like your state, what is something very like particular that you like miss?
Seafood and my family for sure. Just being, because we are from the ranch, so
Mhm.
just like being calm. And we also have like a famous drink called tejuino.
Oh yeah.
So I tried it here with someone who is from my state. So the flavor, I would say that it's really good, and I feel like I'm in my state. Just the food, because in every state we have different type of cuisine. So I miss tostadas, sopitos.
Qué rico. Ya me cayó hambre. Question number 9. How you view so far on Claudia Sheinbaum as president?
Oh, as Claudia Sheinbaum?
Yeah, the president of Mexico.
I feel very proud that our country decided to vote for the first woman in our country. So I'm really, beside anything political, I'm just really proud that this is such a great step for girls, for women in Mexico, to have that confidence to say, if she had that opportunity, I can have it as well. And have that opportunities to all the girls and women that can be involved in politics.
Yeah, it's definitely like opening the door, right, for more women to go into politics and have higher positions. Yeah.
Yes.
Would you ever do politics?
A fun fact about me is whenever I was child, that was like my biggest dream, to be a politic, because my dad was one before. But in Mexico, they are really strict because I have dual citizenship. So if you have another citizenship, you can be involved with anything in politics in Mexico. So I was really disappointed. I was like, I don't want to do anything anymore. And yeah, like being in diplomacy, that would be something that maybe in the future can I can be there, but I don't know. I like it. Like I love like reading, getting informed and educated, and also having this like opening your ideas to the world. So like managing decisions, that's something that I interested.
Nice. And now your last question, Mariana. What's next for you?
That's a good question. I don't know what the future is holding for me, but something that I'm interested is to keep growing my podcast in more like professional areas. Maybe that's something that I would love to have, like my own studio and like a better place, like something more cozy where there's like more up sofas and like my own space, like they're created by myself. What else? Just finishing my certificates that I'm doing here in PCC, and having these opportunities to maybe be a correspondent on TV or being an independent journalist. So let's see what the future holds for me.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we're gonna see you on like Telemundo. Eh?
I hope.
Kaya mo I'll say so this phrase. Kaya mo ustedes cambian mi podcast. Ya ve mañana que me mando trabajo para ella para hacer ropa que okay. Kaya mo ojalá que sí.
Ojalá.
Yeah.
And Maya, I want to thank you for being my guest on Gary's podcast. This was a pleasure. I mean, this was fun having you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated this conversation. I really enjoy it. So I hope everyone can learn from here, or at least enjoyed this conversation. Thank you.
And Michelle, I want to thank you, especially also John as my co-host.
Thank you, David. Thank you for being an awesome host. Yeah.
Anytime. And on that note, Everyone, I want to thank you for watching and listening to my Gary's podcast. And I'll talk to you next week for the 12th episode. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we already 12 episode, and we already done 11 episodes. So like I said last week, this podcast is going quick. Zoom! All right, everyone. Take care, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Buenas noches.
Bye.